just don't want to do this anymore. It's so cold in here, as you can see. I'm wrapped up in a duvet. My son's got like 3 different layers on, just to try and stay warm because it's so cold in here.
Watching that woman's video broke my heart this morning. She said she had to choose between gas and electric. And she ended up choosing electric because she needed to cook for her children to eat. And that the gas, she couldn't afford it. So she was literally freezing and shaking in that video, as you can see. And people are going through a lot in the UK right now. It's not even a joke. It is not a joke. Especially when you live in these old houses that were built ages ago. The insulation is bad. I remember when I moved to the UK, I lived in such a house. So renting a proper house was difficult. And Ariella was one, and my son, I was pregnant with my son then. I would hold Ariella shivering like this in front of the heater. The heater is on, but we are still shivering. It's not, the cold was too much. It's not like these houses where we live now. Like where I live now, these are one of the newer homes that have been built, well insulated. I use only electric in my house. And when I put on my electric heater, 1 hour, it can last me even the whole night. I don't sleep with heating. My kids sleep with heating. The other day, I loaded 100 pounds on my electric meter. And I had cooked that night. I did washing. And then I left my children's heater till morning. By morning, the money had dropped to 60 pounds. I was like, 40 pounds in a day. How are people managing? If you live in Africa, now is the time to help your family that is abroad. If you change 90,000 naira or whatever it is, cedis or rand, and you send them 100 pounds for them to use for their electric or gas bills, they will bless you and thank you. If you live in Africa and you are used to your family members sending you money and they cannot send for you this period, have some compassion. Now is the wrongest time to ask anybody that lives abroad for money. If you do it, you're a murderer. People are going through hell.
I'm absolutely heartbroken. Someone's jumped over in the night and put salt all over the land. That means everything I've planted won't grow. And I can't replant on it because it won't grow. So all the hours and hours and hours of work that we've put in is now dead. And they've done it everywhere. How could you do that? Literally. I hope it makes you happy. I really do. Top person. But you know what? You won't stop me, because I'll just pick it all up and I'll carry on. Okay, I can't plant in this section, but I'll carry on. You won't stop me whatsoever.
This is part 2 of things that I've given up as the cost of living continues to increase. If you haven't seen part 1, go back on my page and watch that video. First things first is cable. I don't understand how cable bills got up to like $200, but that's insanity. Pick 1 or 2 streaming services that you like, whether it be Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, whichever, and your bill's going to be less than $50. I literally don't use cable. A lot of cable services are now partnered with streaming services. Like Hulu has like Hulu Plus, where you can watch like a live TV and stuff. Get you one of those and you're set. The second thing that I've actually given up is pedicures. And I know people in my comments from my last video were like, oh my God, I could never give up pedicures. I could never give up this. And the thing is like, you can do it at home. Like I will give myself my own pedicure and give myself a foot mask or whatever. The smart thing that you can also do, you can go to a nail salon and you can just ask to get your toes painted. It's like so cheap. It's like $20 or something, maybe even less, depending on where you live. Last thing that I've actually had to give up was going out for drinks. I mentioned this in my last video and I was talking about how like cocktails are like $17 now. Like what is up with these prices? Going out for drinks is just not worth it. You're spending $17 to not even feel a buzz. If I'm gonna drink, I'm gonna drink. It's just not worth it. Let me know what you've given up in the comments. I would love to know your thoughts.